breakfast. This is lunch. It's like a kind of chicken fried something. It actually don't taste too bad. 2 more sleeps, people. Yeah, for all you mango purists who say I should be eating the mango like this. Look at the size of this thing. You have to, man. This mango is a whole meal. And there's 2 of them. Australia is so big on mango. I was shocked when I first came here and I discovered it. We buy mangoes by the crate load here. Summer is here.
Well,
yeah, all right, I concede.
Not a bad place to ride out a zombie.
The knife weren't working. That right there is my daily call from the nurse. Listen to how it goes. Mr. Hypolite. I'm very well, Lauren. It's Edmund, yeah. No symptoms, no symptoms. Feeling good. Eating a mango, feeling nice. Okay then, will do. Okay then. Thanks now. Bye. Same call every day. Check any symptoms, cough, runny nose, sore throat, etc., fevers. No, just a nice bright sunny day and a oversized mango. Go back to what I'm watching.
You heard. Sorry.
You know, in the year that my mom turned 90, my nephew Anton turned 30, I turned 50, my eldest brother, her firstborn son, turned 60, and she turned 90. And it was a beautiful kind of metaphor for her being the sun and us just being the planets that orbited around her. You know, us just being the planets that orbited around her. And I had started recording her life story the year before. And I finished in the year that she had turned 90. And I remember when she was telling me about the early days of meeting my dad, and the early days of their relationship, some of the difficult early days. My mum had a rule, and the rule always was that she would never badmouth my dad. She wouldn't badmouth my dad, because she knew that if she did that, we would travel with baggage. And we would travel with baggage based on histories that we just had no real understanding of, situations where we weren't there, trying to understand feelings that we weren't privy to. And she wasn't willing to make us carry that baggage. Her thing was always, if you want to know who your father is, go and see your father. Go and meet your father. Go and talk to your father. Go and find your father. And if your father won't be found, well, then that's like everything you need to know. If your father don't want to be found, if your father don't want to open up, if your father don't want to share, well, that's kind of everything you need to know. But I remember one time she was sharing just some of the early experiences. And then she went to tell me this story, yeah? And she went to relay something And I knew it was a juicy one. And it literally went like this. She spoke and she said, you know, there was one time with your father when... And then she paused. And she thought about it. And she said, no, it's okay. Don't worry. And she moved on to another story. And believe me, for me, that was such a deeply teachable moment. Such a deeply teachable moment. Because what she was saying to me was a number of things. You know, number one, no, you don't have the capacity to hear what I was about to tell you. Number two, no, that was just between me and your father, and it's best left there. And then number three, and most importantly, actually, that's none of your business. It's none of your business. Because she was at that stage of her life, even at 90, where she had figured out that you journey best when you travel light. You journey best when you journey light. And she wasn't about to give me baggage that I wouldn't know how to journey with. I couldn't go back to my dad because my dad's been long dead. My dad's been dead a good few years now, you know. And so she just said, no, it's all right. You don't need to know that. And I never questioned her. I never like, no, you gotta tell me. I need to know these things. She was like, boy, you need to know yourself. And knowing that ain't gonna help you know yourself. All I'm gonna do is actually share with you something I went through. That ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't know what it is that you have to say, you know what, it's all right, that don't matter. But there are some things that have taken place with you in 2020 that you've got to shed. You've got to shed. You've got to say, you know, there's things between you and other people or stuff that you're trying to hang on them and you're trying to burden them with stuff that you just ain't dealt with. Or you're trying to attach your future to a past you weren't part of. You just grew up around with no real knowledge of what was going on there. Or you're trying to attach some sense of meaning and some sense of purpose to people and situations and organizations and projects and ideas that really just have no sense of what it is it really wants to do, and no sense of where it's coming from, and definitely no sense of where you are. Hey, you got to let that stuff go. You got to say, you know, I don't worry about that. You've got to. I was really glad, Mum gave me that teachable. Yeah, not everything needs to be said, not everything needs to be dredged up. Yeah, there are some bones, you can exhume them, but there's nothing to be found, so they're best left buried. That's not being, that's not being in denial. Like I said the other day, that's just dismissing that you would even think that there was value there to be found. I'm talking about Mum because I was just speaking with Pastor Ray, a good friend and brother. And it was good to be able to talk about Mum. Yeah. I need to get home now, man. 48 hours, 2 more sleeps. Oh, gosh. 2 on a brick.